not psychic, but you know, we just come to represent for our people them at this time politically. And you know, the vibes is nice, so I just really think.
Hello my viewers and subscriber, greetings. I hope you all are doing good. Hope you all are doing great. So your boy here come across this one. We're in Vybz Kartel, Mark Golden, Damian Craford at the PMP conference. Big speech plus Muta will be addressing a lot in this one. So my people, you wanna stay tuned and don't forget I'm here on the Black Unity program. So feel free to leave a like and subscribe to this channel if you're new. With that being said, let's go ahead and hear what Vybz Kartel, Mark Golden, Damian Craford and Muta got to say in this one. My people, let's walk.
Not psychic, but you know, we just come to represent for our people them at this time politically. And you know, the vibes is nice, so I just really think.
Politically, what would you change about Jamaica right now? What bothers you? What disturbs you?
No, what bothers me and what disturbs me are the same sentiment the people them are the writers are share. That's why I'm here. So Mr. Golden will make it clear.
Thanks a lot.
Listen, I just want to take this opportunity to tell everybody, anything that we do is God and time. And with God and time, we know that time come, and time come right now. Certainly for this conference, the message that I want to send is that we are fighting for the youths of this country, the future, for freedom, for justice, and for the Constitution. So when you see us out here, just know that we support Mark Golden 150%, because that is what we'll require.
We have one it more. PNP is rich. Now I just give away $2.8 million. That is just warm up.
What a spirit inside this place. Anywhere that the word is love, it can be felt. I feel it right here in the national arena today. I greet my wife, Sandra, and our children. Your love has been steadfast, true, and sustaining. Thank you for always being here with me. To the people of the mighty constituency of South St. Andrew, who have shown me the possibilities that come with making meaningful change in the lives of our people. Our guests from the diplomatic and consular corps, our visitors from overseas, especially our powerful diaspora who have come to Jamaica for this conference. The officers, executive members, NEC members, regional committees, members of parliament and councillors, candidates, constituency committees and group members and their chairs, cluster managers, workers, warriors, foot soldiers, all members and supporters of the People's National Party. You are the ones who make this party function. I must mention the teams at PNP headquarters and the office of the leader of the opposition. Members of the media providing coverage for this joyous occasion. In particular, I want to provide a word of comfort to those ravished by Hurricane Beryl in July this year. In particular, the people of Clarendon, Southern Manchester, St. Elizabeth and Westmoreland. And I welcome those listening to us from your homes and in your communities, in Jamaica and all over the world. Comrades and friends, in Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 1, it says, "To everything there is a season and a time for every purpose under heaven." Well, I stand before you today and say the time has come for change. Yes, comrades, the time is once again for Jamaica to choose change. Things cannot continue the way they are, and the People's National Party will bring change. Comrades, the PNP has been at the center of positive change in this country from 1938, which was over 20 years before political independence from Britain. Over the years, our leaders implemented a vision that led Jamaica forward. It is undeniable that the People's National Party, through every stage of its transition to a modern nation state, we were the ones guiding the country forward. Founding Father Norman Washington Manley led political change, including universal adult suffrage, political independence, and nationhood. His son, Michael Joshua Manley, led the transformational social change that empowered Jamaicans to stand firm and shout from the mountaintop, "I might be a simple man, but simply a man am I." Equal pay for women was transformational social change. No bastard law was transformational social change. Minimum wage was transformational social change. And rights for workers was transformational social change. Percival James Patterson delivered a vast range of achievements for the Jamaican people. He led infrastructure change, reminding this country that the road to development is the development of roads. He was the chief visionary behind Jamaica's modern highway network, and he became Jamaica's most successful political leader. That is why we say PJ. Portia Lucretia Simpson Miller led the economic change that others are now claiming. And time come for Sister P to get the credit she deserves. Let us never forget her. The Jamaica Labour Party government ran from every test and drove the country into a deep crisis, but it was under Sister P that we turned the country around and put our economy firmly on track. While navigating the necessary sacrifices, Sister P always showed love for the people. And that love is reflected in her powerful instruction: never look down on a person unless you're going to lift them up. Sister P, that was the heartbeat of your message. Dr. Peter David Phillips, he was the principal architect of our successful fiscal transformation. His hands were on the financial wheel when Jamaica worked our way from under the heavy yoke of unsustainable public debt, creating new vistas of opportunity to realize our full potential. We are where we are today as a nation because the team of Portia Simpson Miller and Peter David Phillips guided us through the most turbulent times. We commit today as a party to forever defend their great legacy. The works of our former leaders inspire us to deliver a better life for all Jamaicans, guided by our progressive principles of equality and justice, built on a firm foundation of utmost integrity.
He must inspire by example, and above all, he must have integrity. 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 Hey!
Our leaders have inspired us to move forward and to make new decisions for new times. We are now in a new phase of global change and uncertainty that more than ever must be navigated by strong, principled leadership. Together, we will continue this noble mission, with our next stop being Jamaica House. Jamaica is ready. We are ready. The People's National Party is more than ready. Today, as president of our party, humbly and respectfully, I make it clear to all Jamaicans and the world, we choose change. Our 21st century mandate is one of change for Jamaica, land we love. Together, we will deliver on that mandate. I want to say something about where I am coming from. As a teenager and as a young adult, I spent time on Jamaican streets and in the dance halls. I loved the rhythm and the energy of our culture. My worldview was inspired by the music and culture of Jamaica as much as by anything that I ever read in any book. Comrades, I met the love of my life on one of those moves. And on the first night we met, we ended up in a dance competition. And we won a dinner for two at a restaurant downtown. So you could say that we danced into each other's lives. And we've been rocking it together ever since for 40 years with 3 children and 1 beautiful granddaughter. I grew up in a home environment which believed in giving the most vulnerable people opportunities to build their lives. My father had the vision to build the country's leading center for the rehabilitation of persons with disabilities. And my parents dedicated their careers to empowering and uplifting that community. My father also founded the Hope Valley Experimental School with a mission for children from all walks of life, able-bodied and disabled, to learn together, to play together, and to grow together. Those who could not walk had the same opportunities as those who could walk. There was no place for discrimination where I grew up. I born and grow with the understanding that whatever your color, your class, your creed, people are people. That is what I know. As Sister P said, never look down on someone unless you are lifting them up. This speaks to engendering positive values and attitudes in a nation by making our most vulnerable our most valuable. A caring nation requires that we put people first. These experiences taught me, as the donkey would say, that the world no level and that the system has to change. It must change if there is going to be real change. So I have grown and lived the tenets of the People's National Party, and no doubt that is what led me here. And comrades and friends, I never took my eyes off justice. So joining the People's National Party was an easy fit for me. When Prime Minister Simpson Miller invited me to sit in the Senate when she was opposition leader, it was an exciting opportunity for me to evolve from a career in the law and business into pursuing justice for our people. Social justice, economic justice, distributive justice, restorative justice, environmental justice. That is what Mark Jefferson Golding stands for. So, my fellow Jamaicans, we must forge a society with equality, fairness, social justice, and dignity for our people at the forefront of our hearts and our minds as we transcend the discussions and the struggles and hardships of our history and our present. I believe that the greatest, fastest, and most sustainable development will come from investing in and empowering our people. Trickling down and tinkering with the status quo will never transform our society to a new and better paradigm. Time come for us to recognize the rights of all Jamaicans. No child should be excluded from a school or adults from their workplace because they wear locks. And no government should ever fight in court to defend any rule that excludes Rasta child or Rasta picnic from wearing locks and coming to school. Time come to complete the reimagining of our ganja industry, liberating our small farmers and bringing them into the center of our policy to make that industry work for all Jamaicans. Time come to give our people access to the beaches and rivers of this country for their recreation so they can de-stress and enjoy the natural beauty of their island home. Time come to eliminate any abusive labor practices like the device of contract work in the public and private sector when it denies our workers their basic employment benefits. Time come to once again provide affordable housing for our people and to regularize land ownership for thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands who have lived without secure tenure for decades. Time come for a livable wage that adjusts with inflation so that a basic quality of life is assured to all our workers, and to do more for our long-suffering pensions as well. Time come for a new deal for our teachers, our police officers, our nurses, our firemen, our correctional officers who serve the public and deserve to be treated with respect. We have work to do, comrades. I know these things are possible with the will and skills to achieve them. These are part of the mission of the next PNP government. The Prime Minister just needs to fly the gate. Call it Andrew, call it, and Iman will sound the trumpet.
Some politicians they come down now. Andrew, you come down now. Darrell Vaz, you come down now. Hey, down now like wow. A full time now we more era talk about. Listen to the
After 8 long years, the people have had enough. The captain and his ship are sinking and his sailors are bailing out. Jamaican governance has become more coarse, more crass, more corrupt and more corrosive. Jamaicans have lost confidence in the future of our country and in its current leadership. They feel unsafe for their families and themselves. They feel economically deprived and insecure. They feel underappreciated and taken advantage of and hopeless. The government is failing the people. But help is on the way, my fellow Jamaicans. Better is possible and better must come. Time come and we choose change. Comrades and friends, last year Jamaica embarked upon a formal process of constitutional reform. The people were excluded from the design of the process and the people did not trust it. The PNP is very clear on our positions on points of principle. Our representatives on the committee that they established did not sign the report of that committee because we did not agree and we do not agree with some of its recommendations. And I will share some of those issues with you now. First, the reformed constitution will establish the role of a president to replace the Governor General. We have no problem with that. The president will play a critical role in appointments to sensitive positions of state. And that president must be perceived as independent of partisan politics. The president must enjoy the trust and confidence of the society as a whole. Therefore, if there is no consensus between the government and the opposition on who the person should be as president, the PNP does not support the appointment being made by a simple majority vote in Parliament. That effectively is what the majority of that committee have recommended. That would compromise the independence, trust and confidence that the president must enjoy. And I say, no way, that is not in the interest of Jamaica. We also insist that an impeachment procedure should be included in the reformed constitution to hold delinquent politicians to account. The two parties were originally committed to this. I tabled a revised impeachment bill in Parliament in April 2021, over 3 years ago. But this government has chosen to ignore it for 1,237 days. Accountability is not a priority for them, as it is for the PNP. The JLP has flip-flopped and impeachment has been excluded from the report of that Constitutional Reform Committee. We support full decolonization now, not a piecemeal approach. No more foreign king as our head of state, and no more inaccessible final court on the other side of the world that decides our laws in the name of a foreign king. We want a final court that is accessible to our people so that they can get justice. And the Caribbean Court of Justice, the CACJ, is doing this for the people of Barbados, Guyana, Belize, Dominica, and St. Lucia. And those countries are doing well. Time come for the Jamaican people to have the fundamental right of access to high quality justice at the highest level. Comrades, fellow Jamaicans, those are some of the reasons why the PNP did not sign that report. But our party is very committed to constitutional reform. And when we form government, we will restart that process, but in an inclusive way. We will invite the people of Jamaica to participate in a meaningful conversation about how we can enrich our democracy by making our leaders more accountable to the people. How we can make the processes of government more transparent to the people, and how we can empower the people through a more participatory model of local government. We are committed to completing the local government reforms which we embarked on when we were last in government but have stalled under this government. We will implement the commitments made in our local government election manifesto to empower our municipalities to deliver high-quality government and services to the people in the municipal corporations. Jamaicans are tired of the impunity of those who hold political power. Public officials must be held accountable, and there must be transparency and openness in the conduct of national affairs and reasonable protection of privacy in personal life. I am very concerned about the insidious abuse of the Data Protection Act by state officials to restrict disclosure of potentially damning information in which there is a strong and legitimate public interest. First, it was to hide the details about the waste of taxpayers' money to make massive rental payments for an unoccupied building to a private owner. Then it was to hide information about the salaries being paid to the former DPP, whose extension in office was ruled unconstitutional by the Supreme Court, and to the person who was appointed to act as DPP pending a permanent appointment. There is no accountability for non-performance in this JLP administration. Government negligently allows critical boards and tribunals to grind to a halt because of failure to make appointments when the terms of those boards expire. The Early Childhood Commission, the Access to Information Appeals Tribunal, even the Public Service Commission itself have been examples of the government falling asleep at the job. And ministers desperately seek to pass the buck when a passenger falls sick and dies at our largest airport without any prompt medical response or even an ambulance to take him to hospital in time to try and save his life. Corruption is rampant at the highest levels of this government. You will remember during my budget presentation when they tried to prevent me from saying some critical things about governance, even shutting down the sitting of Parliament. Well, I went on the street and I said what I had to say, and I will say it here again. The failure to disclose the identity of the so-called illicit 6 MPs who are under investigation by the Integrity Commission for illicit enrichment remains a festering sore, only made worse by the Prime Minister's gag order on cabinet ministers speaking publicly on these matters. But wait, comrades, I have to rewrite that part because it is no longer 6. It has gone to 8. So let me say it again. The failure to disclose the identity of the so-called illicit 8 MPs who are under investigation by the Integrity Commission remains a festering sore, only made worse by the Prime Minister's gag order on his cabinet ministers and MPs speaking publicly on these matters. Comrades, I had to hurry up and say that a second time, because before we reach and finish here today, maybe it will move from 8 to 12, the way how the number of labor rights illicits seems to multiply like gremlins. And comrades, now we have a second Integrity Commission report on the Prime Minister, sent to Parliament, but not yet tabled for the public to see, with little bits of it being selectively leaked to JLP allied media houses. We will put a stop to such shenanigans. We will change the law so that all Integrity Commission reports must be published on Parliament's website within a short time, perhaps 24 hours of being sent to Parliament, so all Jamaicans can read those reports. Comrades, it is time to change these things. Accountability and transparency matter, and that is change. When the PNP forms government, our job is to create an environment in which Jamaicans can thrive and achieve their versions of the Jamaican dream. Every Jamaican must feel well cared for and enabled by their government. We must invest and build an efficient and caring public service with short wait times, giving value for the taxes that you pay. We want a Jamaica where our people don't pay to migrate to foreign because yes so nice. People deserve much more than what is happening now. We want garbage moved from our gates. We want street lights that work. We want sewage in pipes underground and not running in the streets. We want clean piped water in all our homes, and we want roads that don't mash up our vehicles' front ends if you're lucky enough to have a vehicle. And we want public health facilities that treat people with dignity and provide good and affordable health care. And we need schools that give every child a strong basic education so they can go on to pursue whatever career they choose. And we want to feel safe in our homes and in our communities. While there is no magic wand to do everything at once, the PNP in government will prioritize the things that the people are crying out for every day. And we will ensure that public resources are not scraped away in corruption for friends and cronies, but are only used for the benefit of the people. My fellow Jamaicans, the PNP will apply a mix of change policies to put things right. We are ready to move forward on a new path. The PNP's talent pool is deep and wide, with the right mix of experience, skill, expertise, energy, and commitment to transform Jamaica. we are ready to take the bold steps necessary to make Jamaicans' lives better, and we have a plan. Jamaica has one of the highest murder rates in the world. And our first priority must be strengthening and enabling communities to feel safe and secure. The PNP's vision for citizen security is built on a foundation of community partnership and empowerment. We are committed to the optimal blend of effective law enforcement with community-driven solutions to create a safer Jamaica. Our strategy targets the root causes of crime and delivers results that reduce crime and violence sustainably. A balanced approach to crime and crime reduction is at the core of our strategy. Our approach recognizes that public safety is best achieved when enforcement and prevention are working in harmony. Under this government, that has not been happening. But we have a plan. They shut down Unite for Change, and they defunded the Peace Management Initiative, and crime and violence went through the roof. We will not neglect the need for community engagement. We will not outsource it to the private sector. We will partner with the private sector, with the churches, with civil society, and roll out a national program of effective, holistic, and sustainable community engagement. And we will not ignore the reality that our prison system needs an overhaul so it rehabilitates inmates rather than producing more hardened criminals. Our portfolio teams for citizen security, education, social transformation, culture, and sports have been taking a joined-up approach, working together. We will invest heavily to increase the number of social workers in our communities, tasked with addressing core social programs and problems like school absenteeism, teenage parenting, and student hunger. We will ensure that the needs of our most vulnerable citizens, children, elderly, and infirm Jamaicans are responded to by the state. And therapeutic counseling will be integrated into our intervention programs to combat the culture of violence and the trauma that it causes. We will provide at-risk youth with viable alternatives to criminal activity, investing in remedial education, job training, and youth development programs. The next PNP government will revisit and revamp the Social Development Commission. It was originated by the Right Excellent Norman Manley, and once again it will become a catalyst for sustainable community development. We envision community-based training programs in construction skills, coding, software development, dramatic performance, arts, music, design, filmmaking, sound engineering, and sports. This will engage more young people in productive tasks and give lawful alternative pathways for the youths to make a good living. This integrated approach will lay the foundation for sustainable peace and progress in our communities. We will also pass legislation to allow targeted detentions under court supervision for known producers of violence on whom there is credible intelligence. This will enable cases to be built and lead to successful prosecutions, so there is accountability and no more impunity in this land. Our proactive, interventionist social policy will also help to support our economic policy, and it is to that economic policy that I now turn. My fellow Jamaicans, we are at a crossroads in our nation's economic history. The country faces two distinct economic choices. Jamaica, under the current government, will continue down a path where only a few benefit, and most Jamaicans face hard times, frustration, and hopelessness. We remain committed to macroeconomic stability and prudent fiscal management. That's very important, comrades. Never forget that it was the last PNP administration that did the heavy lifting to enable Jamaica to reduce its debt to GDP ratio by half in just 10 years. It's the PNP who achieved that and started that ball rolling in the right direction. But while that is necessary, it is clearly not sufficient. Our national sacrifices and fiscal successes must deliver real improvement in the lives of our people. Everybody must benefit and no one should be left behind. That is the PNP philosophy. We will build out our vision of Jamaica becoming a global maritime and aviation logistics hub. It started under us, but it has stalled. Jamaica must capitalize on our unique geographical position, right at the trade lines that pass through the Panama Canal and at the heart of international trade routes. We will build out clusters of logistics-related activities to increase quality, well-paying jobs and expand the economy, driving further investment in logistics-related industries. Our aim is to transform Jamaica into a premier trade and logistics hub and the gateway to the Americas and a cornerstone of growth in regional and hemispheric trade. We need a more balanced and resilient economy in an era of growing food insecurity. So, look out for the transformation of agriculture and the blue economy, our maritime economy, to drive rural development. We have to invest in farm roads, in cold storage facilities, in irrigation systems. We have to deepen the use of technology, marketing support, and expanded access to affordable loans for our farmers. We will forge collaborative relationships with the large private sector players in poultry, agro-processing, milk and livestock production to improve and increase their already significant contribution to the economy. We will partner with CASE and other research institutions to develop productivity-boosting projects and improve our planting stock, our animal genetics, our farming systems, animal husbandry, and agronomy. We will boost our own research facilities at Bodles, Orange River, and Montpelier. Experts in each sector will provide the blueprint required for our farmers to grow those sectors so as to ensure food security for our nation. Comrades, another critical industry in the pursuit of inclusive, sustainable economic growth is the cultural creative sector. The state must get behind this sector to assist it to reach its enormous economic potential for the people of Jamaica. Our portfolio teams will work together to establish a single authority for the efficient granting of permits for entertainment events. We will establish 24-hour entertainment zones in suitable locations and develop balanced and clear guidelines under the Noise Abatement Act for nighttime entertainment in communities. Comrades, energy is fundamental to the economic development of our country. Remember this government's promises in 2016 about big power plants and big energy companies to lower light bills in Jamaica. Well, they are nowhere to be seen. This JLP government has failed to bring on board any new renewable capacity to the grid. And we are tired of those promises from the government year after year. We will get it done. We have done it before and we will do it again. The price of electricity is too high in Jamaica and the PNP will get it down. We will invest in regularizing electricity supply in communities where true-ups are the norm. And the state has to underwrite most of the cost of rewiring, inspection and certification and provide solar capacity pooled into community microgrids to reduce household electricity bills among newly regularized customers. Everyone must lawful. The current JPSCO license is coming to an end. So we have the opportunity, indeed the duty, to ensure a more responsive and forward-looking approach to customers' needs and the resilience of our country's transmission and distribution systems to be taken. Energy is critical to the economy. Change means enabling families to own land and afford proper housing. Land and housing are fundamental development priorities. In celebration of our first female Prime Minister, we will bring forth the Portia Initiative, the program for orderly renewal and transformation of infrastructure in all areas, the Portia Initiative. This program will drive policies that Sister P stood for, improving infrastructure in old housing schemes, tearing down zinc fences in communities and replacing them with proper concrete walls, completing the infrastructure and land titling for existing land tenure regularization schemes, they call it Operation Pride, and rolling out new ones to bring hope and decent living conditions in areas of social neglect. Our beloved Sister P will smile as the next PNP government improves sidewalks for persons with disabilities, provides housing assistance to needy citizens, and beautifies communities where our people live. The Portia Initiative is a must, and time come for that. The next PNP government will also make lands available to the National Housing Trust for qualified contributors so they can build their own homes. From day one, we are going to restore the core mandate of the National Housing Trust, which was the baby of Michael Joshua Manley. We will stop the extraction of capital from the National Housing Trust. It was an emergency measure. It was supposed to only last for 4 years, and it has now continued for over 12 years. And we will return to providing affordable houses for people who need to buy or build a home. We plan a comprehensive review of all laws relating to housing to find ways to make housing more affordable for all Jamaicans. These initiatives are all about balancing the books and the people's lives, something that Sister P always spoke about and believed in. Comrades, Jamaica must emerge from an economy characterized by low growth, low wages, low technology, low productivity. And to do that, we must choose change. And this area, investment in human development must be the key. It must be the key. And when it comes to education, the People's National Party's conviction remains the same. Education, education, education is at the top of our priority list. We are committed to building an education system that is inclusive, equitable, and excellent. Bold steps and real investment are needed to ensure that every child from the earliest years through to tertiary education has the opportunity to succeed. We have the plan and we are ready. Today, I reaffirm our party's commitment to excellence in education. Our approach to early childhood development will provide performance-based incentives for early childhood facilities to give them additional resources to improve standards. At the primary and secondary levels, we will implement a comprehensive program that is targeted and provides targeted support to each aspect of the curriculum. Expanding access to tertiary education is also a critical part of the mix. I have long advocated for the removal of guarantors for student loans, a policy that this government has eventually adopted, and it was a significant step forward. And we are in full support of that, because we put the interests of Jamaican people first. But as the party of ideas and implementation, we must take this further. We believe education must not be a burden of debt, but a bridge to a better future. We will make student loans more borrower-friendly. Graduates will only begin to repay their student loans once they are employed, and their monthly payments will be capped at an affordable percentage of their monthly income. And if there are times when they are between jobs or they're out of work, payments on their student loans will be deferred and tacked onto the back end of the loan period without penalties. This will remove the fear and reluctance among young people to borrow to invest in their education, and it will free up young professionals to build their careers. Teachers are the backbone of the education system, and we must show that we truly value our teachers, and we must do whatever is necessary to persuade them to stay in our education system. A student loan forgiveness program will be provided to our teachers based on their years of service in the system. And what we have in mind is that 1 year of payments on their student loan will be forgiven for every year that they remain employed in the public education system. Making the necessary investments in vocational training is also critical for Jamaica to move up the value chain. This starts at the secondary level. Every secondary school must offer a cluster of vocational offerings and will be equipped with state-of-the-art vocational labs, providing hands-on training in critical skills during the day for the students, and will be open to adults in the evenings, promoting lifelong learning and skills development. We also need to incentivize businesses to invest in training, and we have a plan. We propose that HEART matches dollar for dollar the amount that businesses spend on training. This will incentivize and expand business training programs even beyond the current employees of the business. We see a dynamic partnership between the state and the private sector to transform national productivity, rapidly developing our capacity to absorb new investments that create well-paying, high-value-added jobs for our people. It cannot be denied that to have a strong and productive economy, we must have a healthy population. Every Jamaican has joined in the sacrifices that reduced our country's debt. Our people ought to be repaid with a health sector that treats every Jamaican with dignity, not burdened by long waiting times, sleeping on floors or chairs because there are no beds available to admit them when they are sick, and heavy charges for outsourced diagnostic tests that cost an arm and a leg because the equipment in the public sector health system is not being maintained. Millions of dollars are being spent on marketing a broken health system to make everything seem fine and dandy. Popularity is being prioritized over the health of our people. Under this government, the Cornwall Regional Hospital is still barely functioning. The last price tag we heard for its refurbishing was over $22 billion, when $2 billion was originally to be spent, and no one has been held accountable under this regime. It is scandalous, and it is putting additional pressure on the health system to try to cover up or cover for this major health facility being out of action for so long. We choose change, and here is what we will do. We know that prevention is much better than cure, less costly and faster. We will focus on primary care to detect and treat diabetes, high blood pressure and other chronic diseases, and screen for the early detection and treatment of cancer. The goal is to treat patients well before they get so sick that they need to be admitted into hospital. We will reform procurement and inventory management in the health sector to ensure value for money, and we will give healthcare workers the necessary tools to do their jobs properly. We will train teams of biomedical engineers to repair and maintain the broken equipment, the X-ray machines, ultrasound, CAT scan, ventilators, and keep them in working order so patients have access to them when they need it most. We will expand urgent care services to reduce overcrowding and long waiting times in emergency departments. Comrades, it is a disgraceful blot on this government's record that maternal and child death rates are higher today than they were in 1995. Jamaica is going backwards under this government. Mothers and babies are dying. What happened, Andrew? How come you don't hear the dead babies now? The PNP will prioritize the procurement of intensive care units, providing critical care for mothers, babies, and the general population. My fellow Jamaicans, comrades of the People's National Party, and friends, I have provided you with an understanding of the direction that we must take Jamaica in order to move our country forward. Effective governance built on integrity and honest communication with the Jamaican people are principles that will guide a Mark Golding-led PNP government. We have the team, a team that is sharply focused on providing efficient and caring public service to make Jamaicans feel more hopeful, more empowered, and more facilitated. Our policy mix will engender positive values and attitudes, a greater sense of national purpose, and a caring liberty among all our people. I and I must live as one. We are on the pathway of change to build a society where every well-thinking Jamaican has the opportunity to improve their quality of life. That is our ambition, and I draw inspiration from our most transformational leader, Michael Joshua Manley, who told us if the moral purpose of this mission is to remain intact, it must be approached in humility and supported by prayer. Comrades, it is up to all of us now. Walk every hill and valley, every nook and cranny, every street and lane. Bring in the 90 and 9 and then go for the missing one. Listen to the people's voices and let them hear the trumpet sounding, the mighty refrain from Niggeril Point to Moran Point and back. Time come, and we choose change. Power to the people, comrades. Power to the people. Power to the people. One love, and God bless Jamaica, land we love.
Hold on. The conference nice. It look like after this thing's gonna change. So let the power fall on us. Let the power fall on us. Oh, let the power of heaven fall on us. Yes! I'm going to stand on the protocols that have been observed because time is short. But I must pay respect to the leader of the People's National Party, Mark Jefferson Gold. And I have to big up my supporters from Northwest St. Catherine, but I will never forget the efforts of those in East Portland and my people from East Rural St. Andrew. But this speech might not make everybody happy, because as far as I'm concerned, Jamaica is still a Christian country. We know that because the anthem is a prayer, and the PNP is still a Christian party, because with steadfast assurance, God will look down. It means something to be a Christian country, because we should live by the principles of Christianity. And it means something to be a Christian party, because we should be guided by the principles of Christianity. And one such principle is that God is the Father. And the Bible said, who among us, if our children ask for bread, will give them stone? And if our children ask for fish, we'll give them serpent. Too many of our children are receiving stone and serpent from the Jamaica Labour Party. In PEP, 13,000 children this year did not achieve proficiency in mathematics. They asked for bread, they were given stone. 11,000 children did not achieve proficiency in English language. And then when it comes to CXC, it gets worse. Because 18% of Jamaican children get 5 subjects, including maths and English. And then I hear that the Minister of Education is seeking a promotion. What can go so? She should be asked for her resignation. But I understand what is happening in the JLP because they have no talent. The JLP remind me of an artist that got to studio with 10 words and want to make 30 songs. What can go so? We have found the stone heap and we have found the serpent nest. And I guarantee that in 5 years after we take government, we will defeat Trinidad, we will defeat Barbados in CXC the same way we treat them in Carifta. I hear Peter Phillips say that education is on my mind. And no cartel is here, but when it comes to education, I am the teacher. The first stone heap that must be mashed down is that of absenteeism. In the rural area, 37% absenteeism, and in the urban area, 18% absenteeism. The first thing we're going to do is make sure we have boarding facilities for at least 30% of our school population. And then we are going to give 1 meal per child in school. The JLP will quickly say, how can we afford it? But let me tell you something about afford. They say they can't afford 1 meal per child in school, but they will afford 3 meals per adult in prison. What can go so? Let me tell you something about afford. They will say they can't afford to board a child in school for 5 years, but they're planning a big investment in prison to board you with gun for 15 and with murder for 30. What can go so? And then we are going to ensure we fight to keep our teachers. We are going to put a teacher retention plan that make it easier for a teacher to own a house, for a teacher to drive a car, for a teacher to be comfortable in the classroom and in the staff room. We will meet with the embassies and our friends from the embassies who wants our talent to help us to prepare an investment so that they can get and we can have and our children aren't left without teachers. But you see, after that investment, you see who want to prevent our 1 degree per household. You see who want to have our children being recruited by gangs and molested by adults. I am giving you see, after that investment, you see who encouraging our children into gambling and truancy and alcoholism. I am giving you a new day is dawning. Ma golden ako. But comrades, I'm close because time is short. But you see, I know in every family there's disagreements. But when you go out there to vote for your MP, you're not only voting for your MP, you're voting for a man like Mark Golding, who is trustworthy and honest. I don't know what truths they will bring when that thing is tabled. But if you're surrounded by 40 thieves, maybe you are Alibaba. You go to vote, you're voting not only for your MP, but a man like Alfred Dawes that promotes health over wealth. A man like Dayton Campbell with the farm food and don't farm food. A person like Philip and Natalie and Mikhail that will help us to recover faster from disaster. Tony and Wickham and Denise that will move you from street side greeting to business meeting. When you go out to vote in Region 1, Region 2, Region 3, Region 4, Region 5 and Region 6, you're voting to tell Fable, move our foot, make Damian come in, move your foot, Fable, move your foot. And finally, East Rural St. Andrew, when you vote for my best friend from 7th grade, Patrick Peter King, you're voting to make the power fall on us. Let the power fall on us. Oh, let the power from heaven fall on us. Power to the people.
This is Muta. We want to present to you a wholesome kind of level of consciousness right now. So subscribe and tell your friend them. This is Muta. Some things are going on where never happened before. So we know so the politics are step up in our Jamaica here right now. Yeah. Them there. We're not talking about JLP or PNP now. The people them have political ambition for take over the country from these two people. Well, them there. I went Tuesday, today or Thursday. We see the Right Honorable Andrew Holness, Prime Minister of Jamaica, walk out of the Parliament. I'm mad for call King Charles to tell him, we are going down here, Him walk out of the Parliament and carry all him friend them with him. May I tell you? The leader of the opposition did have to go a road, go finish him debate. Him debate. Out a road by Duke Street, you can't believe that. You know, so it reached a stage when the Prime Minister of Jamaica can walk out of Parliament. Just like that. But on the road in a temporary Parliament for finish him speech. But the thing with that, not now come out of them something there, Today now you have to say the Prime Minister go back and do it and business as usual. So all the alabalo and the this and the that, who must apologize or who wrong for what them say and all them something there. Not now come out of that as usual. As usual. We know it go. A Jamaica we live. Not a real place. Yes. Hebrew style. She call up on Yahshua. So you where I say no. The place hot. I don't want nobody get hotter than how it is, So we will try to cool down the space and the place. Yeah, we will try to cool it down, you understand? Too much hot blood. Blood pressure rise and sugar drop and all them something there. We will try to cool it down, yeah. Well, Mark Golding is I don't know, is a different kind of politician. The JLP have to go deal with it, because him look like him have a way to do things and say things where we make the JLP government, especially the Prime Minister, look bad. And that was one of the things him do the other day. Him say something and then ease back And the Prime Minister make the bad move and walk out of the house. And then now, him go outside, go finish film speech. So, when the Prime Minister ball out, him get the edge of the stick because him disturb the whole Parliament. Him disturb the whole Parliament. And I bet you that during the course until the next year, it's one heap of them things there are going to happen. And I don't know if the Prime Minister have the know-how to go around this way of politicking where Mark Golding have. So it might just see more aggravation in the Prime Minister if him not have somebody there for just relax him and show him say easy politics this. You know, I don't know, ordinary fool you have here, so no. It's a different kind of person. Attack you. You don't want to turn out like the man where you fire. Mr. Wormington. Yesterday, not day before yesterday, I hear a man say, when Wormington come back, him say, leave. Your boss fire you. Wormington is a man where him say certain things where you never expect politicians to say. Now, Mark Golding, he might say things where people say, but how he might put it now, it will aggravate the Prime Minister especially, not just the idea about him wife, when bring up about him wife. Because a whole heap of people have that in them head, believe you me. A whole heap of people have it in them head. So the Prime Minister wife and the Prime Minister are the two head of the house in a parliament. So it's not like say, him did say something where him, I say, whole heap of people have it in them head. It's just that him say it and create a alabaloo in the parliament there. And now the Prime Minister take it up on film head and go show him emotional connection with the Speaker of the House, which him shouldn't be doing that. You know, it's his wife, but you have no sign of Parliament today, and that's why I say it's going to become a very serious thing when Mark Golding start unleash certain argument and certain talk where the Prime Minister not used to. Him not used to it, so I don't know. We don't know. It will get red. That's where we say it will get red. We will take the news and come forward. And news time, yeah. I can ease up that song a little. You know, I listen to the foreign news them. And the airline company them is in big problems. I don't know if any of you realize it, but a lot of the things them that them supposed to do for make the airline them safe. Every week something else happen. You know, this one of them day in the last month or a month before, one of the door them at the plane fly off. When it a fly, me I talk about, you know, me not when it up on the ground. It fly off, and then them find a next airline with a screw missing. And day before yesterday, just day before yesterday, we see a plane a fly, and all of a sudden the wheel fly off of the you know, that's serious thing. We not talk about plane where fly, you know. We not talk about plane where they on the ground. The plane wheel, one of the wheel them fly off in mid-air. But the next one we're going to say, let them show you now, is the plane I take a nosedive. You know what? The seat, the pilot seat move to the steering, I hit him there. And the plane I take a nosedive. Well, fortunately, we don't hear nobody get no injury yet, but trust me, you're supposed to have some serious attack in your heart and pressure rise up and all them something there. You don't want to fly in a plane and all of a sudden you look beside you and you don't see the door. You don't see the door. When you look, you see outside. Believe you me, is that so they might investigate the plane then, but the problem with it is that every week when they investigate plane, you see something else come up. So I wonder how all of a sudden them things just start happen so. All of a sudden, them things just start happen, so. Where this a screw, not set up properly, you know, the wheel fly off of the plane. Oh, you never hear nothing like that happen yet. Me about plane a crash, but now your wheel a fly off a plane, what's that? But we get anybody heart attack. You can just imagine you open the ear and when you look down the line, you see a door, you see one of the what them call it, the emergency door fly off. You know, so people are holding on for them life, you know. Because them things will suck you out. So, me don't know. It's kind of scary. Put on all the other things when we are going, it's kind of scary. You know, say, nowadays, you know, you have to sit down on the plane and I try to figure out if they screw them tight, or if the wheel them up on the plane before it land. You know, you go down land and no wheel, no, there. So, the problem we have with these things on the plane, you know, is that the man actually say, you must really take notice of the emergency things and whatever, the direction them I tell you. And them say, in case of an emergency, you do that, follow the light on the ground to the nearest emergency exit, Watch a man, plane a crash, nobody don't remember nothing about that. Everybody about out Jesus Christ and Lord God and me dead now and Lord, me this and me that. Me don't have no plane, we crash. And people in there have on this and have on that to save them life. Them things not save your life. I don't know which part you're going to land for them things to save your life. The oxygen mask drop out, you must take oxygen, you know, the seat fly off, people luggage that drop off outside, and all them really. And them tell about safety security. Them not have no safety security. Because them stewardess, they are the pilot, them in the same plane with you. It's a weird thing. I don't know what is the purpose of that, because I sit down there and listen to them and I say, all right, they might give all these instructions. Suppose the plane I go down now. Them same one I go all bad out Jesus Christ too. Them all who wasn't Christian all the while turned Christian. And I look for some buckle water to baptize themselves. It's a weird thing, man. And considering saying you don't have nothing for a lamp and up there, more than the next person beside you. Or the seat. And the next person beside you and the seat, you two are going to the same place, down. But guess what? We have to take the plane. Yeah, especially the work line where we do. We have to take plane. You know, for go your song, go this. So, you know, when you're going to take a flight, you say, have a safe flight. Me must have a safe flight. Tell the man where I fly the plane that. I don't have nothing to do with it. I can't help myself. I just up there, sit down and I hope I reach where I go. Man, sit down and tell you about, okay, honey, have a safe flight. I mean, you might, when the pilot are passed, I hear him say, I hope you take care of my family, you know. Have a safe flight. And me, them I tell must have safe flight. How am I going to do that? My life in the hands of the pilot. And you tell me must have safe flight. But it's a thing we have to really examine, and we hope say, given that we are going into the world now, with all those screw a fly off and wheel a fly off and all them something like that, the people them who are responsible for check these flight and these plane would have really take extra effort for do it. Extra effort. Because I see them two people there. And when I say people, we are talking about the GLP and the PNP. Hey, you see between now and next election, two of them people are going to fight, you know, physically, you know. Take a joke me I make. Two of them will catch a fight. Yeah, man. Watch out, so we got Mark long this year. So Muta did say, before the next election, two of those politicians go and go fight. I mean, I talk about physically, face to face. Because the stakes is so high now. I tell you, when you can't really identify a real winner of an election in our country, you know there's something intrinsically wrong with both parties. Yeah, man. Both parties. 70% of the people, them never vote. That means them have 20% for share up between the two of them. Nobody can claim winnings, even though the two of them are claim winnings. when I say them get more of the popular vote, them sound like some little American election winning, but popular vote. Popular vote, I win the, what them call it, like when them winning a Georgia the other day. It's a terrible thing. And the people them in between the whole thing. The people them get caught tonight. And them still can't wake up. When I get wake up, I don't know if I wake up. Because no man I take money for I charge politician money for vote for them. And the politician them are pay it. You can't believe that. Politicians are pay people for vote for them. I know like first time now when you drop some chicken back or you drop some rice and get the people them know, them physically want the money. And you see these people who get the money, them go buy some files here with it. Or the youth them go stand up on the corner with some liquor in them hand for a moment in time. Yes, we're there with you. You know, somebody sent me a thing not too long ago about the 10 richest politicians them in a Jamaica. No, and I will call them name and I will read it. You know, and I will read it and I will call them name. But give me historically, where we see all the while, most of the politicians them who have the most money is always the party in power. Always the party in power. That means if a PNP in power, the top 10 ones them in the richest. And if the JLP in power, most of them out of the 10 is from the JLP. Now these people who become rich, when they was just ordinary politician, when they was just ordinary politician, when I say them never have no money, you know, but them was no millionaire. And if them ball every day say, where politician get is chump change. Or in a few years, them become so rich. And when we talk about rich now, we're not talking about Jamaican dollar. We are talking about US dollar. But these people get so rich that you can't count their money again. Is it that winning election and becoming the government means you move up to being a rich person in Jamaica? Even though them balls say them not get no pay, well, we can't say that again because them double up them pay last year. Double it up, triple it up. So them can't ball say they not have no money again because people are asking for money in the community. We recognize that politicians must get paid. We hear one of the politicians them from the opposition side say, you get where you pay for. In other words, because the money is so low, you get low service. That's how I interpret that. The money low, so you get low service. I don't agree with that. Because when you talk to them, them say, them not there for the money, and them there for serve them country. And them know it's lie them I tell. Because there's certain little perks that them get that do have nothing to do with them pay. And the car them get. Them have to do with them links with private sector people who are big company and who them can do favor for and get money and fight. Like Donald Trump. Like Donald Trump. Donald Trump, I look $500 million now for pay the city of New York. And him have investments everywhere, but him do have the cash to give them. But him is a rich man. But now them a come find out, say, him is not as rich as him did say I want the American people to believe. But me know him riches them. Him have riches. And him riches come through a whole heap of conniving and scheme. Bad boy business. Not because I'm a same time they will no bad boy. I'm a bad boy. Him no care. But right now him have to care. Because all part time I go tweet. No, because I forget the money by Monday. Now these Jamaican politicians will never be held responsible for the riches that them get. Because them in power and them can get certain things from certain people. Because none of them never start as millionaire. Well, I'm not going to say that again, you know, because Mark Golding and Bunting and all them, man, they're big bank of them. Them could have them millions before them reach us or now. I remember during Bunting and Golding, them bank there and proven them place there now is big time millions. But we have to wonder, why is it that when politicians go into politics and become members of parliament, them profile money-wise, jack up, gone up, sky high. And hardly any of them get caught. Hardly any of them get caught, even though them is brought to the books. But it always sieve out. You have one day now where, how much years now? How much years them hold him for certain things. And if you don't mind, Sharp, him still I get money from the government. Still I get money from the government. How is that possible? Because if me and you in a situation like that, we would have sit down in a jail. How long now? How long them there in yard have fun? I don't remember. Him did it long. But the court, the case not call up yet and might never call up too. Because I'm still alright. Still alright. How the people them not recognize these things? I will know them, but we just get numb to these things and just say, well, you know, naked. You know, that's how it go. That's how things supposed to go, and we can't do nothing about it. We can do something about it. We can do something about it. Really, we can do something about it. Because no politicians are supposed to run up and down all over the place. And when you check it, them look like them are work for the people. And when you find them at this place, that the place, them are work for themselves and are fatten up them bank book. Not in Jamaica. Because them have offshore banking right now, and if you check the books, you'll find that a whole heap of politicians. We're not about businessman now. We're not about businessman where you can directly see him have a business. And the business where him have a generate money, on top of money. We are talking about politician who we feel say is one of us. We feel say is one of us. But when you look at him lifestyle, and when you look at the things them where him have, and the land them where him have, where him never start out with, when you look at the places where him go, and him are no artists, book up some of them at certain places, you know. I will just sidestep them because I say, what? My boy come on my show, eh? And them want photographs with it too, you know. But how is it that these people, you know, here of them have no big business, you know, like Jay, Ray, and him nephew. You know, you're not like that. You know, you're no big sign go up with Mark. Well, only the big sign go up and if you say Colonel Charles Arcade. Yeah, Colonel Charles Arcade. But you know, see no sign for no massive building. We are say at them people they own the building there. But them own building, that is the problem. We may not see the sign go up say that them own the building, but them own the building. And them own many buildings too. And them have them offshore banking account that if anything go wrong in a Jamaica, them safe. That's why the money thing crashed that year, SSL thing crashed that year. And the one politician where we hear did have money in there, him take it out before the bank crash. Whether it's just something just happen or somebody did have an inside knowing how to go on. But him check out him money. I mean, not only for them have money in a Cayman and other island where them can just ease up the money. And nobody now investigate them something there. How politicians start out so normal and get so abnormal when it come on to money and what them own. And them don't have no visible, tangible business in Jamaica. Where them get them money they from? Where them get it from? You can't see where artists get their money from. Yeah, you can't see where artists get their money from. Foreign. Because I've certain now where they never stay here, so would I just vex every day. Give thanks when a man say, tour, and you go tour, and you come back. And you can help your family and all them something there. Where them get their money from? That's the question on the board. We don't see no big company where have them name big on it. It's a group of company, them kind of name there. You know, them banded there about a long time and make them millions. That's why I said Jerry and him nephew. I don't know if him nephew is still him nephew, I know, because a long time him a nephew, but the nephew stuck. And them make them millions. Grace Kennedy, worldwide, internationally known, venture out into other businesses like money collections and what them call it, like Western Union style business. And them never start out that way there. And them have companies in other countries too. And you can see it. You can see them developing. And them development. And them have millions of dollars. But you can see where them get the dollars from. Whether you accept it, say, oh, them get so much money or not. But you can see where them get it from. Where these politicians get their money from. I mean, not vex, show them have money. I feel glad to them have money, but it look very weird. Given that you didn't know them before. And then just in the twinkling of an eye, them have money galore. Where them get their money from? The company where them not have them name on it. Them could have a company too and not put them name on it, you know. Put all them dead grandmother name. And you say, well, that old man don't own the business there. And them could have put them son name on the building. And you don't know who. Because that is the way of thinking of certain things. Where these people get their money from, that them can hold with a tight grip. Tight grip. And the reason why I say these things is because I watch the American court there with Donald Trump. And I can't get enough of Donald Trump right now, you know. As a matter of fact, I will have the program done for us to know. Because Donald Trump built an empire in America and all over the place. And him say him is a billionaire. Billionaire. And now him in a problem. And give himself the $500 million is enough for a band. But him to have it, at least so him say. So him say him to have it. When before that him did a boss. And even this week, when I'm lie at them, when them ask for the money, he said, yes, of course. So if she must know somewhere him don't know. Them ask 30 companies to help him out with the 500 million. And none of them say no, the rest of them going to do it. How him start for money, his father start him out. But with him conniving and scheming, him build up an empire there where a whole fight is falls. Falls. And now things come up to bump. And everybody recognize it, but wait, he wasn't as rich as when did I say. But him have things. Him have things, him have estate. Even the building them where we see where him have now say. And not really him own the whole of the building. Him own part of the building. But him have him name big, pan all most of the building them. Trump Plaza. One time we go to Chicago and if we put in a Trump Hotel. And when I look at the hotel, I say, then this time I go answer about say a Trump Hotel, like say, I'm supposed to feel good that I'm in a Trump Hotel. It look like one of them Muta 6, what them call them travel lodge. It look like a travel lodge, a big travel lodge. It never impressed me. Never impressed me at all. Where these people in Jamaica get their money from. So much people are suffer. So much people want to raise a pay. Teachers them are ball for more money. Police are ball for more money. Want to the 200 car them were supposed to come to Jamaica, we not say. How come so much garbage up on the road and them just get new truck? The road them want to fix. People still have vexed about water lack of. Because from me live here, so pure water lack of every week. It's just that you can't decide, you know when it's going to lack of. You know, we see them build up all sorts of massive structure. Long time I know about 10%. 10% is one of them. When we don't say it long time already, it's one of them where anytime him get a contract and give the contract, him have to get 10%. You think me don't know what I say? I know what I say, because I know only for the person them who get caught tonight, him 10%. I think them don't know. Them know say I get 10%. That means if him give out a job and it costs $1 billion Jamaica, him get 10% of that billion. This is a politician me I talk about. And when them done, them eat and drink with you. And I go and like say you and them a big friend and them love the people them. And round the corner, 10% that him have that label amongst him friend them. Yes, we know him. Him have that label. Them refer to him as 10% and laugh when them say it. Laugh when them say it. Both the opposition and the government know who him is. But that is where you go in a certain circle. Obvious. In every circle you have it. You know, you have gunmen who shoot people and them friend knows I'm shooting, but him not give him up. Him not give him up at all. You have man who plan robbery and him knows him bridging have the money over there so. But him not give up him friend. But that's a similar thing with these politicians. Them connive and scheme. And a whole heap of them know the conniving and scheming we are going. But them not give up one another. Them prefer the people them suffer the consequence of them friend action. That is how it go. Things don't always look like how them put it, you know. Yeah, them have you listen to what them say. But true, you know, have the contracts, we know what them are do. Them come like angel. Well, we don't have them off as no angel. We don't have them off as no savior. Them is conniving, scheming, and must be recognized as that, not as no savior. Apparently, the youth them who lacks nowadays don't want the natty Congo bongo lacks. I don't know why them train them locks to grow a certain way. I talk about male and female. And when them tighten the locks too much, them ear recede. It go right to the, like the middle of them head, and them forehead just get shine. But I notice the locks them kind of get twisty more now, like map. The youth them don't want them locks become natty bongo because it's hard to pull out. And maybe if them change their mind, them can pull it out and twist it up. But it's a weird thing. It's a weird thing, this, when locks has become amongst the youth them. And I say, them don't want them locks look like a tree. They want them locks look like grass. Yeah, it's not the grass look or the bamboo look, not the Congo look. Where, because some people might tell you, say, locks don't have nothing to do with Rasta. And I don't know how somebody can say that when it's Rasta bring locks in Jamaica. What was the purpose of locks when it appeared in Jamaica? If it never important to the cultural expression. As a matter of fact, it's the most visible cultural expression of Rastafari. To the point where even people who are not Rasta take up the style, and I call it style, quote unquote style, because now it is no longer a dirty head looking kind of thing again, because people can use all sort of chemical and all sort of thing now for groom and prune and I mean, it's funny, it's straight. Yes, because when we look at all the false locks them about Jamaica, you know, when we see some girls around, both uptown and ghetto girl, there was a time them wouldn't even want them ear look like way there, much less for Havana a wig, will look like locks. A wig will look like locks. Was unbelievable, unheard of 20 years ago. I'm not talking about just 20 years ago. And we see people who have locks now, twisted so much now that it don't look like it locks again. It look like when you buy a brand new map. And then put so much things in it that you can't see, say, it not gonna last long. Yeah, by the time them reach a certain age, it's not dead again. It's a weird thing. Because it's all about fashion, not nothing. It don't have nothing to do with cultural expression again. It have something to do with fashion and how you can look today. Tomorrow you look a different way. And how you can fit into society. Because a whole heap of ones who do them here so now is a fit into society. Them can't go certain place with them locks look certain way. That's all it is, you know. Because there was a time when them couldn't allow Rasta in a certain place with them ear normal and natural. Just like how Afro did have the same stigma too. A whole heap of school in Jamaica never allow Afro in them school, you know. All Woolmans and all them school there, you know. You couldn't go to school with Afro. The girl them couldn't Afro them ear. It have perm and press. And has steam too. Whole heap of grease. Afro was a no. For those of you who can remember, Angela Davis. Angela Davis was like the icon of our black woman supposed to look in at them time there. In the 70s, 60s and 70s. With her Afro. So big that she did have a poster of her that every woman, at least young girl, who was finding themselves as black conscious, used to want to look like Angela Davis. And then Miriam Makeba come. Miriam Makeba here was short. Let me call it the Makeba look. The Makeba look. She come with a short Afro. And that was also a hallmark of how black woman look was authentic. No locks, just afro, straight afro. No perming and worming and terming. Because the Rasta woman, even though she never had locks, she never used to show it. She never used to show it. So you see a Rasta woman, you just see her ear tie up. And the man them have a tam, but you never used to see Rasta woman flash them locks wild across the place. But somewhere along the line, it become a fashion statement. So now them twist it up and it become a fashion statement. So in order now to make it become a fashion statement even more, them start to wig it out. So you have wiggy all over the place. You can't tell the wig them from the jig them. It's a weird thing. So the one who maintain them Congo bongo locks now look like say them out of time, out of space. It just look like a what that upon him head. The same people them who have locks, I say that, you know. The same people them who have say locks, I say that. Like them don't know what it is to have a Congo bongo locks. A locks where just locks. It not twist up and turn round and bring round and come round. It just locks. Like how the nature designed it to be. No, you know, have no natural, you know, have no, what's a natural again, you know, because people want to say natural when you don't put nothing in your head, your ear. But you have no nature looking locks around the place amongst most youth who are say them a Rasta again. Yeah, most of them who say them a Rasta, them ear is not grown normally, and I will say naturally because, as I say, natural is easy to take on to a different mindset now. When you say natural now, it's like when you say you're vegetarian. Vegetarian now come different now. They have to distinguish between vegetarian and ital, or even vegetarian and vegan. You see, because vegetarian don't necessarily mean say he's vegan. Yes, when me that say vegetarian, me the thing say vegetarian was people who don't eat flesh, don't consume nothing from animal. That is how we that see it. Whenever they see a vegetarian eat fish, what kind of madness that? Fish are not vegetable. The idea of the word veggie, vegetable, vegetarian. Obviously, somebody who just eat vegetable. I don't see how fish come in at that. But them have a different word now. Them have lacto-vegetarian. Them have lacto and them have vegan vegetarian. And now them got Pisces. Them got that vegetarian talk now. So, it's not we decide that for ourselves again, you know. I want you to know that, you know. It's some people who come look for things and say, I wonder if them do that, them could have make some money off fight. I wonder if them could have do that, them could have make some money off fight. And that is what them do. Them come take it and start make money off fight. That is why you have so much wig locks about the place. And the wig locks now overshadow the real locks. Because the people them who have the real locks want them locks to look like the wig locks. Can you imagine that? The wig locks them look more acceptable in the workplace or in a certain place. And more acceptable. So the youth who locks now, him prefer him locks to look like the wig locks. Because more than likely nobody now gonna say nothing to him. You know see it. But the Congo locks now, it still scare people. Yeah, the Congo locks. The Ayabingi locks. The Haital locks. We don't have no chemical in there. And we grow according to nature. It's still about. But we don't walk over the place and flash it all over the place. But it's still about. And some of them girls that will like you. If you ever take off your turban and take off your tam, and them see your locks, them gonna run. Them gonna run if them see it. Because that is not how them perceive or conceive or even want them ear if you look. So the stigma is still there. And it's not we put the stigma upon it, you know. It's the same people them who never did like locks, who create big locks now, come decide for we which locks is more acceptable than which locks is acceptable. The same people them who say you can't come to school with the locks. And now when you say come to school, like say you have to put on tam, and then them have accept a certain looking kind of locks. Yeah, it's a certain looking kind of locks. It fascinates them. It's like an exotica kind of locks. It's this way it reach. It's this way it reach. The same locks, like what them say Moses did have, now work for them a set of people here. Not working. And if you go in a certain place, if you look on how people do them locks now who work in a certain place, you never know them locks. You have to come near. Some of them look bald because them have about rows of locks in them head. And them twist it so much and groom it so much and prune it so much that it lose the essence of what it intended it to, what Rastafari intended it to represent as a cultural expression. And it's beautiful that black people can find themselves in them ear. But you can't see, say, especially the female, them don't find themselves. The ear is just another thing on them head. Because them have red ear, blue ear, green ear. Them have ear with twist, locks ear, all sort of ear, where them kind of chew on them head and go out. So it don't represent a cultural expression of blackness. Like how the Afro represent a certain blackness. And the Makiba look, it represent a certain blackness. And then Rastafari come with the lock and it represent a certain blackness. Now all of them things they get diluted. Because remember them they come with the Afro wig too, you know. They come with the Afro wig. All of them diluted. Even the locks get diluted. Even the ones them will say natural locks, or them locks real. Them locks get diluted. It don't represent what it's supposed to represent. In the beginning, serious thing, and Burning Spirit say, you know, when we just start move amongst Rasta as a school youth, I go to Kingston Technical High School. When we go amongst Rasta, especially at a Bingi, a chalice, we see them about, you know, chalice. Man, them hold up the chalice and when them dry it up, man, and let it out, man, you can't even see nobody. The amount of smoke will surround them. A man said, Jah, Rastafari, and chant up for them, a chant out and all them really. When we realize now, them youth and a smoke chalice, because more herbs to them is like a little hippie thing. It's like a cigarette thing. It's a substitute for cigarette. That was the intention. Rastafari, it was the intention for Rasta substitute cigarette. Substitute herbs and have cigarette. It was the intention. If you listen to the music them where heal up herbs, I give praises for herbs. It have nothing to do with cigarette. Rastafari did not smoke herbs as a sacrament. Most Rasta who smoke it believe that it carried them to the next level of Rastafari. The thing now is that communal spirit of Rastafari around the chalice, you hardly see that again. Because even if you see some Rasta sit down now, and no chalice them have, a spliff, Like some hippie thing, when the hippie them did just start come to Jamaica, them couldn't take the chalice. And the Rasta now give them no chalice to smoke neither. The Rasta don't want them come touch them chalice, as a matter of fact. Them roll a spliff in some can trash or banana leaf. Well, people don't even know that can't possible. Yeah, man. Them monks Rasta would have never put them herbs in a paper. Never. Or what them call Rizla. The Rasta them become monks. Never would have put them herbs in a paper and not smoke it in their mouth. A can trash. Banana leaf. Then put it over the fire and make it kind of get dry. And roll spliff with it. But mostly it wasn't spliff. It wasn't spliff. You still have Rasta who sit down and chant and burn them chalice. But a whole heap of them youth don't know nothing about that. If you see them sit down on the corner, stand up on the corner, them have some herbs in the hand middle and grind it up. And them get a little Rizla paper and roll it up. And let them go in at the bar go get some liquor in a plastic mug, plastic cup. And meanwhile, them a smoke, them a drink, smoke and a drink. And them have on the same locks, so me I tell you about, the twist up locks. And when them see you, them a pass, them say, Rastafari. That all the time, the next thing them turn around and tell a man must go suck him mother. And they said there, the same man who, when them see Rasta pass, when them claim Rasta supposed to be, them ball out Rastafari loud, loud, loud. And a man touch them is another argument that. And that's right there. And that's right there. So even though we can say a level of knowledge projected from the Rastafari community, but we see a mindset has developed, where not more than a look, just a look. You have two men in a parliament, now if you ask them if I'm Rasta, them tell you no. If you ask them if them is Rasta, them in a parliament, and if you ask them if Rasta, them say no, but guess what? Anytime the youth them see them say, Rasta, two Rasta in a parliament, Craford, Rasta. If you ask Craford, I'm a Rasta, them say no, I'm a Christian. But him locks well groomed. Like the other one, I don't remember what his name. Well groomed. No, me not tell a man not to groom him here and not to do this, you know. That's not the point. What me talk about is that the cultural expression of Rastafari, the most visible cultural expression of Rastafari, physical expression of Rastafari, get watered down by men and people who decide, say, the chalice and show some like a fashion statement, how to be fashionable with the red, gold and green and the locks and the herbs. Three very important expression of Rastafari. The herbs, the colors. The colors is another thing. The colors is another thing. Look at all Bob Marley, you know, the in Indonesia and certain part of the East there. Them a make sarang. Sarang, I don't know if anybody knows sarang. Sarang is like you have a big tin towel, like, and you have a picture of Bob Marley upon it, or a red, gold, and green color. And you have some woman who have on them nothing, and them depend on the one coast there, go up on the beach. Them just tie that round them and just sit down upon it, with Bob Marley face all over it. And that's right there. The red, gold, and green, the underneath them, between them, round them, all sort of them, So the red, gold, and green has become just another thing. That was the intention of Rastafari. It's the flag of Ethiopia. Rastafari that show the flag of Ethiopia. The red, gold, and green with the lion at the middle. You see the bobo them fly, the Ghanaian flag, the red, gold, and green with the black star line in at the middle. You see the people are advertise all rum with the red, gold, and green. As a matter of fact, advertise everything that is despicable to Rastafari with the red, gold, and green. We can't copyright that. But we can't fall in line with them and those who is doing these things sacrilegiously. We have to call it sacrilegiously. We not fall in line with them. And I hope that most Rasta will listen to me now will not fall in line with them. Because meanwhile they're there, I burn down Babylon with the music. Them have you, I burn it down for true with how you appear in the cultural expression of Rastafari and what Rastafari has offered to the world, especially in the West here. It's been watered down by some youth who get caught in the system and don't know say the system catch them. Even though them are burn it out, burn it out. Because the same one them have on Clark's boot the same way. Them have on the tight up pants same way. You know, the only difference now is that them let out them locks, make it drop on them back, and twist up. And have a girl beside them and don't have a clue about nothing. As it relates to where them are deal with. They must do what them want to do. Yeah, man, them just do what them want to do. Them no business. We are going like we want feel that them care. Yeah, the man just say a while ago. All them care about is themselves. No matter who get damaged.
So my people, this one was indeed a warm one. So feel free to leave an honest comment down in the comment section and also your own opinion. And you don't know say me dey upon the Black Unity program. So feel free to leave a like and subscribe to this channel if you're new. Bless up to each and everyone. Up until then, peace out. Adios.